Hey Pursuit friends, my name is Bryan and I have a word of encouragement to bring into your life. So, towards the end of the book of Mark, Jesus has just been murdered. He's been taken down from the cross and placed into a tomb. Now, this all happened on Friday, and then on Saturday he stayed in the tomb, while on Saturday night a group of women decided to prepare something. So, if you go with me to Mark chapter 16, it says, "When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James," it's a lot of Marys, "and Salome bought spices so that they might go anoint Jesus's body." Now, it's very interesting to know that these women grabbed these spices because they wanted Jesus's body to stop from spreading odor. I don't know if you've ever smelt like food rotting or something, but the human flesh is very similar. Jesus' body was bound to start smelling across the area, so these women wanted to prepare something to help alleviate that issue. But I believe that there was something more than just alleviating a smell. They wanted to honor their Lord's body by doing this act. So we see them prepare for this on Saturday night. And then verse 2 tells us, very early on the first day of the week, just after sunrise, they were on their way to the tomb. And they asked each other, "Who's going to roll the stone away from the entrance of the tomb?" You see, these women were on a mission. They wanted to place these spices. They wanted to anoint Jesus' body, but they found themselves with an obstacle. But they continued moving forward, regardless of how that situation was going to be resolved. And I think there is already a lesson to be learned from that story. I believe that there are stones in our life as well. I believe there are obstacles, problematic situations, troubles in this world that make us feel worried of how on earth will they ever be moved? How on earth will they ever be separated from our path? But regardless of knowing how the stones will be moved, these women continued walking in faith to worship their Father. Regardless of what problems we have today, friends, our responsibility is not to figure out how the problems will be resolved, but we are to worship our Father. We are to step into His presence regardless of the stones placed in front of us. Verse 4 continues on telling us, "But when they looked up, they saw that the stone, which was very large, had been rolled away. And as they entered into the tomb, they saw a young man dressed in a white robe sitting on the right side. And they were alarmed. 'Don't be afraid,' he said. 'You are looking for Jesus the Nazarene who was crucified. He has risen. He isn't here. See the place where they laid him.'" At this moment, the women recognized that not only had the stone been moved from their way, but Jesus had resurrected. They never anticipated it. They did not see it coming, but Jesus defeated death. Jesus defeated sin. And my friends, this is good news for you and me. Regardless of the stones that we may face in the world today, regardless of how big they may be, Jesus has the ability to move them. But not only can He move stones, Jesus says He is the life. Jesus can provide resurrection for our situations as well. And Jesus has a plan to save you and me. And that plan was solved by His crucifixion that weekend. Friends, this is a very special time where we get to reflect on Jesus' life and His death, and most importantly, His resurrection. And I pray that this weekend you have an experience with Him. But I also hope that it goes further than Easter. I hope that it goes further than just the month of April. I hope that you desire to seek and step into His presence every single day of your life moving forward. May God bless you and keep you. Take care.